Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the world of coin collecting, specifically focusing on the 2002 USA 5-cent Jefferson nickel. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collection, this coin is a must-know. So, let's explore the circulated value of the 2002 nickel and what makes it special. The 2002 Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running series featuring President Thomas Jefferson. This design, which has been in circulation since 1938, is instantly recognizable by its profile of Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. But what about its value today? Well, let's break it down. First, let's talk about circulated value. If you find a 2002 nickel in your pocket change, it's worth, you guessed it, just 5 cents. But here's where things get interesting. If it's in exceptional condition, or if it's a rare minting error, it could be worth more. For the 2002 nickel, the typical circulated coin, which means one that has been used and shows signs of wear, will still hold its face value of 5 cents. But if you come across one in excellent condition or uncirculated, it could fetch anywhere between 10 to 25 cents. Depending on the demand. If the coin is in mint condition, meaning it has been well preserved with sharp details and little to no wear, collectors may be willing to pay more for it. The highest values you'll see for a 2002 Jefferson nickel will likely come from uncirculated or proof versions of the coin. Here's something to look out for: mint errors. Occasionally, you might find a 2002 nickel with a minting mistake, such as a double strike or misalignment. These can make the coin far more valuable, so if you think you've got one of these rare finds, it's worth getting it professionally graded. Another thing to note is that the 2002 nickel features Monticello on the reverse, the home of Thomas Jefferson, which gives the coin its distinctive look. While it's a standard design, some collectors like to focus on specific years and variations. If you're wondering where to buy or sell these coins, auction houses, online platforms like eBay, and local coin shops are great places to start. Just remember to check the current market trends, as prices fluctuate depending on demand and the coin's condition. To sum it up, a 2002 Jefferson nickel in circulated condition is worth its face value 5 cents. But if you come across one in uncirculated condition or with any mint errors, you might be holding on to a coin worth more than just pocket change. About the 1989 Jefferson nickel, a coin you might come across in your pocket change. But what is it worth? Is it just a regular 5-cent coin, or does it have any special value? Stick around to find out all the details you need to know about this nickel. Let's start with the basics. The 1989 Jefferson nickel was minted as part of the regular circulation series, meaning it was made for everyday use. The coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. The reverse shows Jefferson's home, Monticello, also designed by Schlag. In 1989, the U.S. Mint produced over 500 million of these coins across the Denver and Philadelphia mints. So we're talking about a very common coin, not rare by any means. But that doesn't mean it's not worth paying attention to. There are always subtle variations that can affect its value. When it comes to the 1989 Jefferson nickel circulating value, it's still worth just 5 cents. That's right, the regular version of this coin is worth its face value. If you find one in your pocket change, you can just spend it like any other nickel. Now, let's talk about any potential special variations or errors that could increase its value. While most 1989 Jefferson nickels are worth just 5 cents, there are certain things to look out for. For example, if you come across a coin with any minting errors, like double strikes, die cracks, or unusual wear, it could be worth more to collectors. However, finding one of these error coins isn't common, so don't expect to make a fortune on your 1989 Jefferson nickel. But it's always worth checking for those small details. Another way a 1989 nickel might have a higher value is if it's in exceptional condition. A coin that's uncirculated or in mint state could be worth a little more than face value. High-grade coins with minimal wear and crisp features might sell for a few extra dollars, especially if you find one that's graded as M65 or higher. To wrap it up, while the 1989 Jefferson nickel is worth just 5 cents in circulation, it's always a good idea to keep an eye out for any special versions or coins in excellent condition. Who knows? you might stumble upon a hidden gem, the 1977 Jefferson Nickel. We'll talk about its history, the different varieties it comes in, and, most importantly, its current value in circulation. So, let's get started. The Jefferson Nickel, as many of you may know, was first minted in 1938 and features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, along with his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The coin has seen some slight design modifications over the years, but the 1977 issue remains a classic example of this long-running series. Before we get into the coin's value, let's first set the stage with a bit of history. By 1977, the U.S. was already well into its 20th century, and the country had seen its fair share of economic ups and downs. The nation was still recovering from the 1970s inflationary period, where prices were on the rise, and the economy was adjusting. In terms of coins, the 1977 nickel was part of a broader minting effort to replace older designs with new, more durable versions. The Jefferson Nickel, with its iconic Monticello design, was created to honor one of the founding fathers of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the U.S. and the author of the Declaration of Independence. Alright, now let's take a closer look at the actual design of the 1977 Jefferson Nickel. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by artist Felix Schlag. His likeness has been used on the nickel since the coin's debut in 1938. If you look closely, you'll notice the inscription Liberty and the year 1977, which is, of course, the date we're focusing on today. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see an image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, which has been featured on the nickel since its inception. Above Monticello is the inscription E pluribus unum, and below the building, you'll find Monticello, along with the coin's denomination, 5 cents. Now, let's get to the most important question for many of you: what is the value of the 1977 Jefferson Nickel today? Well, for the average collector or someone just looking through their change, the 1977 nickel is typically worth just 5 cents its face value. This is because in terms of mintage, this coin wasn't rare when it was made. However, as with any coin, there are always factors that can influence its value. The condition of the coin, the presence of certain mint marks, and whether it's the 1987 Jefferson Nickel. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about this 5-cent coin, we've got you covered with everything you need to know about its circulation value, rarity, and collectability. So, let's take a look at the Jefferson Nickel from 1987 and see why it continues to spark interest among coin enthusiasts. Before we get into the specifics of the 1987 nickel, let's take a brief look at the history of the Jefferson Nickel. The coin was first introduced in 1938, designed by Felix Schlag, and it features a portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home Monticello on the reverse. Over the decades, the coin has undergone a few design changes, but the basic elements have remained consistent, making it one of the most recognized and beloved coins in American history. By 1987, the design had been in circulation for nearly 50 years with only a few updates. The Jefferson Nickel is made from a cupronickel blend, meaning it's composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel and weighs 5 grams. Despite being a staple of everyday transactions, the 1987 version carries a little extra historical weight. Let's see why. Now, if you're just wondering about the current circulation value of the 1987 Jefferson Nickel, the answer is straightforward: it's still worth 5 cents. The 1987 nickel, like all regular issue coins in circulation, has a face value of 5 cents. That's because it was minted for general circulation and hasn't been specifically commemorated or produced in any special way. So if you come across a 1987 Jefferson Nickel in your pocket change, it's worth exactly 5 cents, no more, no less. But hold on, this doesn't mean that the coin is without value to collectors. Let's break down the different factors that determine its worth in the world of numismatics. For most coin collectors, a typical 1987 Jefferson Nickel in average circulated condition isn't worth much more than its face value. However, it's important to note that coins can become more valuable depending on their condition and any unique characteristics they might have. For the 1987 nickel, a coin in uncirculated, near-perfect condition, like a MEMS 65 or higher, can command a higher premium. In fact, uncirculated examples of this coin might be valued at around 20 to 50 cents, depending on the market and condition. These are coins that never made it into general circulation and were likely kept in pristine condition. Quality, uncirculated versions you can check out local coin dealers, online marketplaces like eBay, or even reputable auction sites. Would just be sure to look at the seller's feedback and descriptions carefully, as you want to ensure the coin is exactly as advertised. And for those of you looking for coins in bulk, you can also find rolls of 1987 Jefferson nickels for sale. These rolls often contain coins in decent circulated condition, but they're a great way to start a collection of these historic coins without breaking the bank. To wrap things up, the 1987 Jefferson nickel may not be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, but it's a great piece of U.S. coinage history. Whether you're collecting for fun or hoping to discover a hidden gem, the 1987 nickel can still be a worthy addition to your collection. Keep an eye out for those higher-grade examples or any error coins, as they could be more valuable than you think. 1972 Jefferson nickel, a coin you might have seen in circulation, but do you know its history or value? This 5-cent coin has been in circulation for over 50 years now, and while it's common, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Stick around if you want to learn about its historical significance, mint varieties, and whether it's worth anything above face value. Let's start with some background on the Jefferson Nickel series. The Jefferson Nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It was designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, who won a design contest held by the U.S. Mint. The front of the coin features a profile of President Thomas Jefferson, and the back shows Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia state. These coins have been in circulation for decades, and they're popular among collectors. Alright, now let's talk specifically about the 1972 Jefferson nickel. In 1972, the coin was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Here are some important details about each version. Coins minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark. This is the most common variety, with over 200 million minted in 1972. Most people have encountered this version. The Denver Mint produced a substantial number of Jefferson nickels in 1972 as well. Look for the small D mint mark on the reverse side. To the right of Monticello. The San Francisco Mint struck fewer coins in 1972, and these coins are mostly proof coins intended for collectors. Proof coins are struck with more detail, giving them a shiny, reflective surface. They're a bit rarer and generally more valuable, especially in high grades. One of the main factors that affect a coin's value is its condition, also known as grade. Coins can range from being in poor condition to mint state, meaning they are almost perfect and haven't been circulated. Most of the 1972 nickels you find in circulation are in lower grades. If the coin is worn with faint details on Jefferson's hair and Monticello, it's probably in good or fine condition. These coins are usually only worth face value. In very fine or extremely fine condition, you'll start to see more detail in Jefferson's hair and Monticello. These coins might fetch a small premium, maybe 5 to 10 cents from a collector. Graded MS-60 or higher show nowhere at all. MS-60 coins may have some minor flaws but are still highly collectible. Higher grades like MS-65 and R, especially if they have been well preserved. A 1972 S proof Jefferson nickel graded PR-65 or higher could be worth anywhere from $2 to $10, depending on demand and condition. For the common 1972 Jefferson nickels from Philadelphia or Denver, circulated coins are generally worth their face value, which is 5 cents. Only in high grades like MS-65 or MS-66 could they be worth a few dollars. An uncirculated 1972 Jefferson nickel from Denver in MS-65 could go for around $1 to $5. Higher grades or certified coins might be worth more. 1972-S proof nickels In high grades are a bit more valuable due to their unique appearance. These could be valued at $2 to $10 depending on the grade. If you have one in its original mint packaging, it might be even more desirable to collectors. Look out for any error coins, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or other unique markings. While no major errors were officially documented for the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, some error coins still occasionally appear, and these can be very valuable to collectors. Certain coins might be more valuable simply because they're in high demand. If more people are interested in completing Jefferson nickel sets, even a common 1972 nickel in top condition could see a price bump. So, should you hold on to your 1972 Jefferson nickels? For everyday circulation coins, they might not be worth much, but if you find one in exceptional condition or a proof version, it's definitely worth keeping. You never know, coin values can change over time, especially if they're in high demand. If you're a collector, check out online marketplaces, coin shows, or dealers to compare prices and find higher grade versions if you're trying to complete a Jefferson nickel set. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more coin collecting content. Leave a comment below if you have any interesting Jefferson nickel finds or if you have questions about other coins. We'd love to hear from you.